You want to go to the College of William and Mary? I want to help you do it. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me at collegemeister.com. Tip number one to get into William and Mary, which is located in Williamsburg, Virginia. Below this video, there is a link to my classic article, How to Get Into the Ivy League Ethically. I want you to read that article from start to finish, because if you can read that article, the earlier in high school, the better. You are going to be in a very strong position as a high school senior to seal the deal with William and Mary. It lays out for you the things you can be doing, not just as a high school senior, but throughout your high school career in order to pump up your chances of earning admission at any highly selective college or university, which William and Mary certainly is one of. Tip number two, early decision and early decision 2 are offered at William and Mary. So if as a family you discuss with your parentals the pros and cons of applying early decision, and everyone is on board financially speaking with what that means for you and your family, and it is your first choice school, William and Mary would be a very wise choice to apply to early decision if the finances are in order, because the acceptance rate for William and Mary for early decision is 10 to 20 points higher than it is for regular decision. Let's, roughly a 50% acceptance rate for early decision, whereas it goes down to the 30s, if not lower, depending on the year. If it's getting increasingly selective, it could be in the 20s at some point to get into William and Mary to get in regular decision. So as a result, I strongly recommend, if you're playing the odds and you really want to get into William and Mary, and finances are not a concern in terms of committing yourself to a college before you see all the competing offers of admission and financial aid, William and Mary makes sense to apply early decision, all other things being equal, because that's going to increase your shot of getting in. Tip number 3, College of William and Mary is a selective institution. It's got about 6,500 undergraduates. It's in Williamsburg. Yes, it's isolated. Yes, it's small, but it is in demand. Very smart students go there. And the type of people who will be reading your application really want to get to know you as a person and you as a student. So as a result, I strongly recommend you watch my previous videos about how to tackle the common application essay. That is all linked below this video. I've articles about it. I also have videos about it, and you should read and watch them all, because the Common App essay will be read and read carefully by the admissions committee at the College of William and Mary. Tip number 4 now has specifically to do with the supplement to the Common Application for the College of William and Mary. If you are serious about clinching it, you definitely are recommended by yours truly to complete the optional essays on the supplement to the Common Application for William and Mary. You can answer up to 2 of the prompts that are available to you. There are actually 6 in total. You can answer only 2 of them. And unfortunately, too many students, I think, will just skip this altogether. They don't want to do extra writing, and some of them may even get in. But I look at that as a missed opportunity. Do not miss an opportunity to differentiate yourself positively. That is my motto as it relates to optional essay questions, or any really optional question on an application to college, especially a selective college like the College of William and Mary. So my professional advice would be to select that you want to answer 2 out of the 6. Not 1 out of the 6, not 0 out of the 6, but 2 out of the 6 optional essay prompts for the 2023-2024 admission cycle. And these are them, if that's correct verbiage. I don't think that is, but here we go. Prompt number 1, beyond your impressive academic credentials and extracurricular accomplishments, what else makes you unique and colorful? You're colorful now. You're a color. Maybe you're green or blue or teal. But that is prompt number 1. Are there any particular communities that are important to you, and how do you see yourself being a part of our community? not tip number 3, but prompt number 3, how has your family, culture, and or background shaped your lived experience? Prompt number 4, share more about a personal academic interest or career goal. Prompt number 5, tell us about a challenge or adversity you've experienced and how that has impacted you as an individual. And prompt number 6, if we visited your town, what would you want to show us? So all of these prompts feel very open-ended. They feel very kind, like they really are sort of sitting you on a sofa in their office there, in the admissions office, and they just want you to just talk at length about yourself. And so that could delude you into feeling that you have no guardrails and you can just go in any old direction you want to go. And I would strongly dissuade you against feeling that way, because the College of William & Mary is selective and you want to use your space in your responses wisely. And you have 300 words with which to respond to the 2 prompts you select. So that's 600 words total. That's a healthy number of words. So you got to take this seriously, even though the prompts themselves feel very light and airy and very unserious, frankly. No matter which prompts you choose to be your 2, my very strong suggestion would be that in both of them, you should make the connection between your past or your present and your future, and specifically your future as a student at the College of William & Mary. And so what am I talking about? So with prompt number 1, let's say you pick that one. Beyond your impressive academic credentials and extracurricular accomplishments, what else makes you unique and colorful? Okay, so let's say you want to talk about, maybe you have a really interesting sense of humor, or maybe you were the only student in your school of your nationality, and that lent itself to being a very interesting experience growing up. In either case, whether you're a humorous person and you want to talk about your sense of humor, or you want to share the fact that you were maybe the only Indonesian in your class for the last 12 years, it doesn't matter what you're choosing to talk about that makes you more colorful or unique. Whatever it is you choose to talk about, sure, talk about that for, let's say, 150 words. But then by the 150 word point in your 300 word response, you should be transitioning to showing how the fact that you were the only Indonesian in your class for the last 12 years, or such a humorous guy or gal, you have such a funny sense of humor, how is that going to impact life at College of William & Mary? You need to paint a picture with words of why the admissions committee should care, and you have to draw a straight line between the past or present unique element of yourself, or colorful element of yourself, as they call it in their prompt, and how that color or that uniqueness in you will play out as an undergraduate at the College of William & Mary. And obviously, hopefully it will play out in a positive way, and that's how you're going to have to frame it. Maybe if you're an Indonesian and you grew up going to schools with people not of your nationality, you're going to explain how you've learned how to self-advocate for yourself, or stay true to your value system or your national values in an environment that's a sea of people unlike you. And therefore, you're going to continue to do so at College of William & Mary. You're going to educate your peers, your professors, about your nationality and your culture, whether it be your language or your religion or your value system in one way, shape, or form, as it was informed by growing up or having the nationality of Indonesian. Again, I'm making this up as I go. Same thing, though, is true as if you're got a funny sense of humor. Maybe you're the type of person who likes to lighten the load of your classmates and have them relax. And so you need to show how that's going to play out. Is that going to just play out with your dorm mate or your roommate? How's it going to play out in the classroom? Maybe what clubs you choose to join, or activities you choose to engage in outside of the classroom, or in terms of research, or in terms of other things you're going to be engaging in. Be as specific as possible. So again, this is not just a response where you're sharing sort of your book report on this one unique or colorful aspect of yourself. You should do the work necessary to transition that essay to also being an essay of showing yourself engaging in very specific College of William & Mary activities, so that they can see how this uniqueness in you will metastasize on the campus of the College of William & Mary. In terms of the structure of this essay, regardless of which one you choose, I always am a big fan of a 1 or 2 sentence intro, with a thesis so that you're laying out sort of the crux of your argument right at the top. Then the body paragraph or two supports the thesis, proves the thesis. And then the conclusion paragraph, not really a full paragraph in this case, you only have 300 words, but let's say the conclusion sentence or two goes a step beyond the thesis to share something new, thoughtful, reflective, that is, again, not just a recycling of whatever you said in the intro and or body. That would be true regardless of the prompt you respond to. For prompt number 2, let's say you do, are there any particular communities that are important to you? And how do you see yourself becoming or being a part of our community? Well, okay, so let's say you pick the fact that you were a member of the Black Student Union at your high school. Okay, congratulations. You can explain how that's really important to you. And then again, about halfway through, no later, in your response, you need to transition to showing what that community will inform how that community will inform your behaviors as a student at the College of William and Mary. Will you join a similar organization at the College of William and Mary? Will you start one? Will you not maybe be in a formal community, but maybe seek out people who have experiences like you from the Black Student Union at other schools? Or, how will your, as they like to say these days, lived experience as a member of the Black Student Union community at your high school, for instance, inform your choice of how you choose to comport yourself or engage in the life of the community at the College of William and Mary? You have to do both. You can't just be backward looking and talking about how happy you've been to be a member of the Black Student Union at your high school. You need to now show how what you've learned in the Black Student Union is going to be something you can harness to make a positive impact in very specific ways at William and Mary. If you're writing an essay that you could write to Penn, or that you could write to Elon, or that you could write to Emory, or that you could write to Miami, or whatever the school may be, that's an interesting choice of schools when we're talking about College of William and Mary, but it doesn't matter. My point being, if you can write the same essay to other schools that you're going to be trying to draft in response to any of these William and Mary ones, you're not doing it specifically enough, because you need to provide William and Mary specific details in your response that show you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, you know what you're talking about, and you really are envisioning how you will engage in the life of the community at the College of William and Mary. Let's say you respond to prompt number 3. How has your family, culture, and or background shaped your lived experience? Again, maybe you grew up in a family where you were from, I'm just picking it now, Azerbaijan, but you grew up in, Western Pennsylvania. And that it's really important for you to stay connected to the Azerbaijani American community. Congratulations. That's lovely. Talk about that. Talk about how that shaped who you are. That's fine. But then again, by about 150 words or so in, you need to show how your Azerbaijani American identity will play out as a member of the College of William and Mary undergraduate community. Okay, so again, your challenge here is not just to live in the past, but to paint a picture of the future, specifically at the College of William and Mary. That's how these essays are going to be really not just A minuses, but this is how you're going to get these essays up to being an A+ level in terms of quality, and also connecting the dots, not only connecting the dots, but just really drawing a very dark line through all the dots so that it's a straight line connection in the minds of the application readers, that this is a student who's given this a lot of thought. He or she's capable of talking about elements of his or her life that's important to him or her, but also then connecting why we are an indispensable community that he also wants to be a part of or live at for the next 4 years on his or her journey into whatever. This would also be true, of course, in your response to prompt number 4. Share more about your personal academic interest share more about a personal academic interest or career goal. So, okay, let's say you dream of being a news anchor, or you dream of being an international banker, or you are very passionate about history or the classics, in which case maybe you want to apply to that dual degree program, or not dual degree program, but dual college program between St. Andrews and College of William and Mary, which is very interesting. You get 1 degree, but you spend 2 years at St. Andrews, you spend 2 years at College of William and Mary. That's very interesting if you're interested in the classics or a handful of other majors, but that's beside the point. I got off on a tangent. I shouldn't get off on a tangent. But my point being, let's say you respond to share more about a personal academic interest or career goal. That's lovely. Share more about that for 150 words or so. explain why you're motivated, why you love that subject, or why your goal is to be this when you grow up. That's fine. But then again, at some point, roughly around 150 words in or so, you want to share details about how going to the College of William and Mary will propel you that much faster and further towards your goal, your career goal, let's say, or allow you to study the academic interest that's of personal importance to you in a more crisp or dynamic way than you would be able to study it at other schools that offer that major. So you really have to make it, again, an opportunity to describe specifically the elements of the College of and William and Mary experience that you can segue into in this response in order to show that you really are serious about this subject or this goal, and that you know specifically the value added that College of William and Mary is going to provide you in order for you to be able to dig deeper into that subject or to arrive sooner and faster or better at that career goal. Let's say you want to respond to prompt number 5, which is tell us about a challenge or adversity you've experienced and how that has impacted you as an individual. Again, by all means, you can talk about that challenge or adversity. Maybe you went blind, God forbid, as a child, or maybe you have learning differences. Maybe you have dyslexia, or maybe you lost, God forbid, a parent. I mean, there are any number of adversities you may have faced. Maybe you grew up in an impoverished area or country. Maybe you grew up in a home where you had to shuttle between 2 homes and it was very hard. Whatever your adversity might be, talk about that, show details about that, explain how it's impacted you for the first, let's say, 150 words or so. But then you want to transition into showing how that life experience is going to inform your choice of how you behave on the College of William and Mary campus as an undergraduate. And again, ideally by referencing specific ways in which you will engage, whether it's particular classes you will take, or a professor you want to meet or do research with, or a particular club or committee you want to join. Again, your job is to connect the dots for the application reader and make this much more of an essay, not just about your adversity and how you've overcome it, but how you will continue to overcome it in ways that will be a value added to the community that you are a part of for 4 years, God willing, at the College of William and Mary. And then finally, if we visited your town, what would you want to show us? So this is an interesting one because, yeah, by all means, describe the town, show what you want to show them. But what you can and should do by the end of this response is, let's say you've hated living in your town. You can explain how College of William and Mary's community is very different from the town that you've grown up in, and therefore you're running towards the environment that you'll experience at the College of William and Mary. If, however, you love living in your town, then you can draw some parallels or show some ways in which they're similar, that town is, to the experience you will have at the College of William and Mary, and therefore you feel like it will be a very smooth and easy transition. You get my point. This is another opportunity with all 6 prompts now for you to not just talk about yourself, or in this case your town, and what you would show an admissions officer from your town at the College of William and Mary, but also then connect it to how it compares or contrasts with the College of William and Mary, and get some sentences in there describing what you are running towards in terms of the community, Williamsburg writ large, at the College at William and Mary. It's your choice if you want to focus more just on the College and William and Mary campus, or if you want to branch it out to that part of Virginia or just Williamsburg in general. But again, you have a really great opportunity here in order to compare and contrast, and also flirt a little bit, let's say, with the College and William and Mary as you do so in your 300-word response. So no matter which of the 6 you respond to, you have a wonderful opportunity to kill 2 birds with 1 stone on each response. And therefore, I guess you're killing 4 birds because you have 2 responses. So 2 plus 2 is 4. You get my point, right? All right. My name's Craig Meister. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to my channel and tell your family and friends about it. Maybe this video or other videos I have produced in the past or will produce in the future will find an eager audience in someone you know. So definitely share it. Spread the word about College Meister. If you want to work with me one-on-one, by all means, go to my website, collegemeister.com. And beyond that, I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay well as you navigate the college admissions process. And most importantly, I wish you the very best of luck getting into the College of William and Mary.